I'm going to teach you the chassis of business. This chassis of business, by the way, how many of you own a Porsche in the room? Anyone own a Porsche? A couple of people. How many of you own a VW in the room? Hands up those that own a VW. A few more people. Ferdinand Porsche went and took the chassis of a VW called the Carmen Gear. He turned it into the first Porsche. The same chassis in business can be used to run a VW or it can be used to run a Porsche. The challenge is how well are you using it? And in this economy, do we need to be on our game more or less? Which one, everyone? Far more on our game. We need to be better at everything. We need to have more productive people. We need to have better people. We need to be doing this right now all the time.
So I go into a company, I'm going to work the business over. How many areas am I going to work on when I walk in that front door to build the niche of the business or the marketing side of the business? How many areas? This is a hint. So we start at the beginning. Leads multiplied by conversion equals customers. Customers multiplied by number of transactions multiplied by average dollar sale equals total revenues for the business. Revenues is then multiplied by margins to give us take-home profits. Which three are written in red? Customers, revenues and profits. Why do I put those three in red? Most important, no. Exact opposite of that. Least important. What is the mathematical sign in front of all three? Equals. That means they're the result of the other five. That's why it's called the 5 ways to grow your business. How many of each of the ways will we work on at any one point in time? All 5. You don't go to the gym and say, this month I'll do the right arm, next month the left arm. You work on all of it at the same time. That's where the synergy kicks in.
So let's pretend that you had, say, 4,000 leads last year, 4,000 potential customers that came into your business. Of those, you sold to 25% of them, okay, 1 in 4. So you would have how many customers in that business? 1,000 customers, excellent. So let's pretend that of your 1,000 customers, they came back twice a year and they spent 100 every time they were in with you. 100 euros came out of their pocket every time they came in. So your total revenue in your little business is how much here? 200,000. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay. So I'm going to give you margins of 25% because it's easier for math. That gives you a take-home of approximately 50,000 in this little business.
In 1 year, all we're going to do is work on each of those 5 numbers and make them 10% better than they were last year.
So first of all, we want to work on lead generation. Do you think there are some businesses out there right now that need a few more leads coming into their business, yes or no? Okay, what's the first thing you got to do? I've told you already, you got to, starting with M, measure. You got to measure how many leads come through your door, call your business, whatever it is your way of getting traffic into your customers. You've got to measure those numbers. Would it be better to know where they came from as well as how many came in, yes or no? Yeah, it's good to know, did they come from the golden pages? Did they come from, where did they come from? Were they a referral? Did they walk in off the street? Did they call you because of an advertisement? Are they a past customer? You've got to have your team ask a simple question every time. By the way, how did you find out about us? Does that make sense to everybody? Okay? And if you don't know those numbers, you can't improve them.
Conversion rate. So we're going to work on your conversion rate, how you actually make sales, how you convert a prospective customer through. Now here's the question for every single one of you in the room. Raise your hand if you know precisely, you measure your conversion rate now. You know that for every 100 people that call, you sell X number. Hands right up high. Okay, those of you that don't, what do you have? Massive opportunity for improvements. Now, when you start measuring that, guess what will happen? The day you start measuring it, it will get better. Why? You focused on it. Are you already getting a percentage of leads coming to you that you're messing up, yes or no? Are they going to keep coming day in, day out, whether you change your conversion rate or not? So if you can boost your conversion rate by double what it is now, what will happen to the business? Double the number of customers, double the bottom line.
Leads multiplied by conversion equals number of customers. Multiply that now by your number of transactions. It's number of transactions, everybody. In other words, how often does someone buy from you within the year?
Raise your hand if you have a database of every single customer that you've ever done business with. Hands right up high. Now keep your hand up if you write to them more often than every 90 days with something other than an invoice. Damn, you guys have massive, congratulations to those of you that are, you've actually built a relationship with your customers. The rest of you, you've gone and bought a customer and then thrown away the lifetime value.
If you don't write to them every 90 days inviting them back with something, get them back. Who is your best next customer? Oh, the person that bought yesterday. Because how do you know? They like you. They've paid your rates. They know what you sell. They know where you are.
So then we're going to work on average dollar sale. Simplest rule of thumb around average dollar sale. Copy McDonald's. You go to McDonald's, you order a burger. What do they say? 3 out of 10 people worldwide say yes to that question. Tens of millions of people a day eat at McDonald's in the United States alone, and 3 out of 10 of them say yes to an extra $1. What do you think that gives McDonald's? It's profit.
If you were a lawyer and your business was dealing with people and you had 30 associates in your legal practice and every single one of them every day asked every single person, by the way, does your will need updating or do you need to do a will? What might that add to your bottom line? See, would you like fries with that for lawyers?
How many of you would like to have a 10% increase in your company revenue starting tomorrow? Yes or no? Okay, write this down. Raise all prices by 10% tomorrow. How many of you know that I'm dead serious? Who knows that I am dead serious? Everyone work on that for the year and get 10% improvement, yes or no? Would actually measuring it help you get improvement, yes or no? So what we've done is increase the revenues there by 10%, haven't we? Haven't we? Gotcha. Most of you are dead in the water right there. Some of you realise it's no. It's actually $292,820, which is a 46% increase. We're multiplying here, folks. We're not adding.
Then we work your margins. Where are my accountants in the room again? Accountants, let me see a show of hands. Accountants, do you agree with me if we've increased sales by 46% that margins would be up 10% pretty much anyway? Because overheads don't change that much.
Why do we work margins first? Easiest? No. Let's do a simple thing. You're running at a loss. We double your number of leads and customers. What just happened? You're running a bigger loss. Okay? So why do we do margins first? Because you've got to have base profit before you worry about fixing anything else. If the profit's not in there first, nothing else matters.
So we multiply that by 27.5, now 10% better. Now we've got $80,525.50 in take-home profit, 61% increase. How many of you would believe that you might be able to find a way to help use a 61% increase in your bottom line over the next year? Anyone excited by that, yes or no? Oh, hang on. I've just shown you the way to get 61% increase. You've all agreed with me you can do each one of those by 10% if you read the books, work with a coach, attend the courses, and you're all sitting there going, oh yeah, that sounds fun. Is that exciting, yes or no? It's damned exciting. Once you start using this stuff, what's the problem for most of you? Why is it not exciting? You don't know these numbers yet, so how the heck are you going to improve them?